And now we have Outlaw, another game I've never played on the VCS. I played a couple of C64 games which ripped this off, but I've never played the original or the arcade version. Another 2-player only game. See, this is another early game, and there's no 1-player option. So I can't really show you anything about this one. It's just a shame. Does the wagon move? I don't believe the wagon moves. I'm sure in the arcade the wagon moves. Yeah, see. So, you know. Can you walk over to that side? No. Hang on. Oh, it is moving. Yes, this is better. Whee. There you go. Shoot the dirty criminals. Yeah, I don't know what it is with Atari. In the early life of the machine, there was a lot of 2-player only games. And the reason you bought these sort of machines over something more simple was you wanted it to be able to do 1-player games like the arcade, which is a fair thing considering it's branded an Atari console, and Atari made a lot of arcade games. So yeah, I don't know. When I got Combat, I was a bit pissed off, I have to say, because I got it home, and my best mate, who lived up the road from me, he had to go visiting family. So I just got a VCS after saving up for half a year. And I get home, plug the bastard in, and of course then you realise it's all the games on there, all the tank and plane games are basically 2-player only, and you think, well, this is a bit shit, because I don't think I'm going to get any of my sisters to play it. My friend's not home. And basically you'd buy one of these things for those times when the weather wasn't good enough to go out on your BMX. I loved my BMX. I used to tinker with it all the time. I didn't add anything to it. I didn't put any tacky things on it at all. I think I bought these blue Cobra grips for it. But they didn't really go because the bike was red. But yeah, I don't know, I think the picture quality is a bit better. But let's see what other variations you have. I don't know what that is. Oh, maybe you have to shoot them through the wall. So there's quite a lot of variation. Sneaky, they only give you 6 bullets, which means you have to shoot very, very accurately to make a hole, and then they have to be stupid enough to stand in front of that hole, so that could be quite a stalemate. But yeah, like I was saying, the old VCS, I mean, in your ideal world as a kid, you're going to have your BMX and you're going to have your VCS, so you've got all bases covered. Hopefully, you know, when the weather's, if it's raining, you're not allowed out on your bike, mostly because of the mess that it's going to make getting your bike back in the garden, through your terraced house, I don't know, maybe rich kids were allowed. Who knows, mate? Maybe they sneak past a fucking nanny. I don't fucking know. But yeah, basically, those times when, you know, your friends were not in or able to come round and you couldn't go round theirs and you couldn't ride your bike. I do remember at least once or twice riding my BMX when my friends were out visiting, you know, family and stuff. So, you know, most of the time you wouldn't do it, but you would still ride your bike just to explore the area. And that was a problem with the VCS in the early days, 3 years before I got it. A lot of the games were 2-player only. Now, to put that into perspective, the old Commodore 64 international soccer was a 1-player game with the option of 2 players, and that's why it was so successful. I had international soccer right from the early days, within months of having my C64, and I got my C64 March 1983. So it wasn't February, so it'd be like start of March. Yeah. So it's a real, you know, puzzle why they did that. You know, the reality is most parents were working, so, you know, they ain't got time to like mess about on a computer, you know, video computer, gaming console. So they bought it for you basically to stop you constantly saying, I'm bored, you see. And you can't do that if you... And the only other thing I had to plug into the TV was a Pong console. It had 10 games on it, but again, they're all 2-player only games. So yeah. Anyway, that's Outlaw. And oh, hang on. Could this be a 1-player game? I've just spent ages moaning about 2-player only games. Ooh, this is a 1-player game. There you go, this is all you've got to play. Ooh, crap. So they get a point. Oh man. That's a bit unfair. Every time it goes up and down, they get a point. You're a bit fucked then, isn't it? Takes him time to reload, which is off-putting. Slightly better than the shooting game on my Pong console. I'm just fucking firing now. 46-10, as if I was going to win that one. Boy, that is really flickery there. Ah well, it's real hardware, so I mean, you do get one. Oh, hang on. This could be interesting, right? So, you know, we're getting closer to what, as a kid, you'd accept as a, you know, a video game. And it works in black and white too. Oh, this is really tricky actually. I'm amazed. There's no way that you're gonna fucking beat the computer here. Yeah, I never seem to get a bullseye. Is it because I'm shit? Probably. Yeah, you always get 1 point. Oh, bloody hell, they're all lining up now, aren't they? Fuck's sake. Ooh. Yeah, it's not bad. I don't think the early games were ever 30 quid. Not in the UK, no. But then I'm not sure. The only reference I've got is Argos, and they may have discounted it. See, they are a bit like Walmart, like mail order only. Well, you could actually go to the actual warehouse with a little storefront and pick up the items there. You basically filled in some stock codes, went to the till, gave your money to someone. Yeah, now it's all fucking swipe, swipe, fucking swipe. With all that fucking touch tablet millennium wank. Fuck off. So Argos is shit now. So yeah, the computer's 10 times better at avoiding me. But that is quite a challenge. Yeah, that's not bad, you know. I don't know if the arcade had these extra modes. But that is something. So this is close to something that can keep you occupied. Obviously back then, you know, your options were things like Galaxy Invader, Earth Invaders, Battlestar Galactica 1, and we've got a visitor. Don't worry, the camera's not completely broken, although it's gone a bit bright now, and even more flickery. I'm just waiting for my cat to finish investigating, and you can enjoy the flickery graphics. There's not much I can do. Wait, what are you doing? That's filler. Ow. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what it is with cats these days. They seem to be obsessed with man-made things like plastic. They lick bin bags. They, you know, the smell of filler from the pound shop. If only people knew. I decorated my last house before I sold it with pretty much everything from the pound shop. Shit wallpaper paste, lining paper, brushes, scissors, some of those knives that have got the razor blades in them. I think the only thing I actually had to buy was paint for the door frames and the skirting boards. And yeah, that lasted long enough to sell the house. So, just because you think a house looks nice and fresh and looked after, might have been nothing like that most of the time someone owned it. And all they had to do is go to the pound shop, spend 10 quid and their jobs are good. Bit of paint on top. White paint is dirt cheap. So yeah, this isn't bad. It's very similar to those kind of handheld electronic games from the late 70s. It's, you know, there's no real AI there. You know, the challenge, I'm thinking, before things like Defender and Pac-Man on the VCS, you know, there's all predictable, very simple logic for the opponent aspect of the game. the thing that's trying to kill you or beat you. So yes. So let's put the colours back. That's the one thing I like about the VCS, this built-in colour cycling business. Yeah, it don't look... Definitely need to look into getting a proper video camera. This is not really doing it. I'm gonna have to see if I can find some recommendations, because this is a really good stills camera, but for taking video, yeah, you really want normal daylight conditions, you know. And when you do that, it's actually pretty good. Built-in microphones, obviously a bit shit, but yes. So the next game we've got is Polaris by Tiger Vision. Another one of my specials that I bought a long time ago, over a decade ago, and probably never even tried them. Well, luckily that works. It's a shame about Stampede, but what are you gonna do, mate? Again, ooh, something's happening there. Something's gone in the cartridge. Oh, there you go, you see. They have problems with real hardware. By the time I could go over to the console. There we go, so you have to avoid these things. Oh, bloody hell. This is kind of, you know, big 20 game levels. VIC 20, of course, being the first computer to sell 1 million units. I believe it done it in about a year and a half. It took the Amiga nearly half a bloody decade to sell that many. What an asshole. Come here, you little shit. Stop avoiding me. What a bastard. Ah, yes. Something different. Oh, we can actually fire too. Yeah, this is very reminiscent of a VIC 20 game. Although to do the scrolling like this, well, you probably have to use some pre-shifted characters. Yeah, you might even be able to do it in the Petsky characters if you're happy with 4 pixels at a time scrolling. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. This is not very difficult, because slow down this bit. Alright. So you've got to navigate a bit on, and it's back to these things. There is there is some display list going on there on the sprites. They're about 4 colours. If you was going to copy these graphics, so it's a bit like Airsea Battle and or even Atlantis, I suppose, combined with a very rubbish River Raid section. Oh, come on, mate. This arsehole's fucking... Oh, what bastard. Have I got any extra lives? Come in, you shit. Come in, you little bastard. hide under this dip? No. That's a bit of shit then, isn't it? Oh, fuck. Oh, mate, you have to basically get them in. Right, is there going to be any... Oh, there is going to be things to shoot. Oh, no! Hey, I'm moving the joystick now. What's going on? Is that it? Is that over? Yeah, so... I don't know if you can position the screen 1 pixel at a time on the VIC-20. That might help if you could do that by setting the screen memory position, but yeah, it's an interesting game. Yeah, it's not a bad little game. And the next game is Decathlon, and I think we might as well get the headstone engraved for the Commodore joystick. At the very least, it's going to be in intensive care. Oh, come on. Of course, I had this on the C64. Also had Daley Thompson's Decathlon 2. I think I played Daley Thompson's more. I think the graphics were a bit blocky on the C64 version. So this is 1983, which explains why I got it on the C64. Oh, bloody hell. No jokes about playing Stroker. Well, maybe the minimums. So what am I supposed to do? Long jump. Oh, crap. Do you just press it? Is it? I don't think how long you press it for is going to make a difference. No, it's not. Do you have to do something else then, like push up? Or... Or is it the quickest you can press the fire button? Come on, man, I'm getting fed up with this shit. Can't go any faster than this, not on this joystick, mate. Scratch my bollocks, mate, that's what I've got to say to that. Yeah, the animation on your little bloke is actually pretty good. It's good the way they've done it, actually, I have to say. It's interesting playing this because it's basically pretty much the same as if you're playing it on the C64. It just looks and sounds different, but it's not going to be any more or less fun. Oh man. You need one of them joysticks with the suction cups for this. So apparently we're in for right high jump. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with the graphics on this. They are tiny, I know, but still Oh fuck, well, if they could draw a line at least. Fucking throw a dog a bone, mate. Fuck's sake. I have to leave it right to the last second. I've got enough problems, mate. Ah, Jesus Christ, he just stops. So, does the game end now? Oh, apparently I'm still in first place. No idea. Of course, the problem is this game was 30 quid. And the C64 game, I think was, might have been £10, I'm not sure. Oh no, I can't be bothered with this. Trying to do this with minimal effort so I don't break the bloody joystick. This is crap. So I'm trying to think what other systems I've got, but there's not really, I can't find the ATARI flashback, which would be nice, we'll get better picture quality. And a new set of joysticks, even if they are shit ones. Oh man, I'm getting bored with this, fuck's sake. Bit of Chariots of Fire on the C64 version would have been nice. Don't make me do that again, you bastard. Nope, looks like you only have to do it once. The javelin. Oh, fucking hurdles. Screw you and your fucking hurdles, mate. That's really good. I really like the animation on this. See, the thing is, if you're accelerating while you're going towards them, you're a bit fucked. This is not the best joystick in the world for this shit, I tell you. But it's pretty similar to the technology in the ATARI version. Yeah, I think all things considered, if all you had was a VCS, then you're a bit shafted. Is it worse than the ZX Spectrum version? No, I don't think it is, but it is 22 quid more than the ZX Spectrum version, so. Whee! Right, I'm not going to max out the bloody Commodore joystick on the other attempts. There you go, fuck you. Yeah, I'm sure one of those was good enough. Pathetic. Well, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I mean, it's really the home computers with their cheap tape games that really stop the sales of things like the ColecoVision. Now the programmer in me is wondering how the javelin is drawn. Because, yes. Let's see what we can do here then. Oh, come on, mate. Look how close I am. What a fucking... The rest of it is easier. But this seems like really hard. I was going really bloody fast then. You bastards. Missed. Ah, fuck off. Let's go for a leisurely stroll in the park with a javelin, eh? Yeah, just missed. Yeah, fuck you, mate, whatever. giant dildo coming out of your fucking hands. I'm going to give this one a proper go. Whee! Yeah, so basically, apart from the extra money, at least an extra 20 quid, if you only had a VCS and you got this game, you didn't really miss out on the joystick waggling phenomenon. In fact, Spectrum owners mostly knackered out their fucking keyboards. Oh man, I don't want to break this joystick. It's in shit condition, but you know, these are quite, they're not easy to find in any condition, and it does work. Maybe there's like a refurb you can do on the little metal pads. There probably is. I bet someone does sell something there. I'm gonna have to check that out. Ah, bollocks, I can't be bothered with him. Right, so that was Decathlon. Let's go and see if we can find some other shit to play.